Alright, so this is Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars. This is the Season 3 look. I took him out of his packaging already because I've shown the packaging dozens of times before, and I didn't really see any need to. The back of the packaging has a cool picture of Anakin here. A kind of, I don't know, not so good looking picture here. I've said this a couple times before, but the pictures on the box really are not good looking. Shows off the feature here, interchangeable robotic arm. Each figure has a unique card, yeah, no one cares. Alright, Anakin continues to use daring battle tactics to outmaneuver the Separatists. The Jedi General is famous for his unusual combat techniques. While his methods may surprise other generals who prefer more conventional strategies, it cannot be denied that Anakin's plans often lead to victories that the Republic desperately needs. And here we have the figure out of the packaging, and pretty much just like Obi-Wan, this figure is just amazing. I've had a couple Anakins before, and I didn't really like any of them. Like from Episode 3, there was one where his lightsaber would be attached to his hand, you couldn't remove it, and you squeeze his legs, and he'd do some weird, like flipping thing. And I never liked that figure, and I've always been looking for a good Anakin figure, and the only one that really was like, alright, this is pretty okay, was the original Clone Wars version, and now I can safely say that, like Obi-Wan, this is the best Anakin figure that has ever been made, in my opinion anyway. Just like Obi-Wan, they were able to make the face look even more like it does in the show than the original version. The original version looked a little bit too cartoony for me, and that's not really what the show looks like. And this version is so much better in like pretty much every conceivable way. Here is the original and the old one side by side. This one's kind of out of focus. You can clearly tell which one is the superior sculpt. The first one doesn't really look much like Anakin from the Clone Wars. He looks like a kid. He actually looks a little bit like Jake Lloyd, which is kind of scary. And this one is just so much better. I mean, he's much older looking, and it's pretty much exactly how he looks in Season 3, and that's just great. Unlike Obi-Wan, they didn't really change his costume too dramatically. I was always kind of fine with the outfit that they gave Anakin, which is this. I mean, it looks enough like just classic Jedi robes that I was kind of okay with it. But they just kind of made it look even more like Episode 3, which is pretty good. The figure is wearing pretty much traditional Jedi robes. Black, mostly some browns, a little bit of blacks. It all looks very just awesome. The browns and the blacks really look good together. This isn't focusing for some reason. Yeah, I mean, it just looks fantastic. Same amount of cool detailing on the back. Very nice. His glove is detailed very well as well. It looks pretty great. It's a little bulky, but it's pretty cool looking. For such a small belt, it's actually detailed quite well. There's some knickknacks there. There's not many paint problems that you can really see, which is why it's so greatly detailed. I mean, there's not really any paint problems I can see at such a small scale. The rest of his robes are also very nice. Again, same with the back. You can see his legs there. They've got some brown on them. It's a little bit more of a brighter brown than his boots and the rest of his outfit. Speaking of the boots are very, very nicely detailed, just like everything else on this figure. Just, it looks great. It really, really does. The figure's one hand is sculpted to make it look like he's doing a Jedi mind trick or just a Jedi. Anything he could be using the Force, anything like that. Pretty cool. It seems as though a lot of the Clone Wars figures, at least the Jedis anyway, are being sculpted with the same Same hand. The figure comes with 2 accessories. I bet you can guess one of them. It is, of course, his lightsaber, and it's detailed pretty much exactly as you'd think it is, as it would be, I mean. Very nice. I think it's actually a little bit too big. Here are the 2 lightsabers next to each other. The one on the left is the newer one. The one on the right is the older one. I actually like the one on the right a little bit better. The older one, it looks a lot better. For some reason, it looks like you can hook that into somewhere. That's kind of weird. The lightsaber fits very well in his hand, much better than the other Anakin, which was my main complaint with that figure, is that he really couldn't hold his lightsaber. And I'm really glad that they fixed that. Yeah, I don't see this falling out, really, anytime soon. Now, his other accessory is pretty cool. You got the figure here. He's probably going to fall. His other accessory is this interchangeable arm, which is pretty cool. Robotic arm. I do like that these figures are getting pretty cool accessories like Grievous. You can make him battle damaged. So let me show you how you do that. Just twist this off. And then you'd see there you got that. You just slide that kind of in there. Let's get that. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Fits very well in there. And again, very nicely sculpted. Very, very well detailed. The robotic hand can actually hold the lightsaber a little bit better, which is kind of odd. And I actually like displaying it better with this, because it's not as bulky as the other one. Another area that they improved on was the articulation. You can move his head all the way around. His arms can go up to about there, because they're hindered by his little shoulder thing here. Both of them are like that. You can bend these like that. You can rotate them, which is always a good thing. Of course, the arms can also rotate. They have given him waist articulation. You can rotate it all the way around. His leg articulation is hindered by his little skirt there. You can, of course, bend them backwards, which is always good. And you can rotate them. Overall, Anakin is a really great figure. And is definitely a great addition to any Clone Wars collection. He's actually not as great as Obi-Wan, but he's really up there, and like I said, he's definitely the best Anakin figure that's ever been made, in my opinion anyway. And I absolutely recommend that you pick him up if you're in any way a Star Wars fan. Yeah. Now, if only I could just find Ahsoka, because she is a real pain to find.